Hello friends, welcome to my channel Technical Education to solve technical problems. In this video we are setting the tappet on 4-cylinder diesel engine. For setting the tappet or valve lash or valve clearance on 4-cylinder engine, first you have to bring number 4 cylinder at the valve overlap condition. There you can see it's on valve overlap condition. The valve overlap condition is when your intake valve is opening and the exhaust valve has just closed. Now your number 1 cylinder is at TDC of compression stroke when number 4 cylinder is at the valve overlap condition. In this condition we will adjust number 1 cylinder intake and exhaust, number 2 cylinder intake and number 3 cylinder exhaust valve. Now we will start the adjustment from the exhaust valve of number 1 cylinder. Loosen lock nut on rocker arm adjusting screw. Turn adjusting screw until feeler gauge slips with a slight drag. Hold the adjusting screw from turning with screwdriver and tighten lock nut to specifications. The engine specifications, the engine manufacturer have told you the torque for the adjusting nut. Remember this method for the tappet setting or valve clearance setting. On whichever engine you are working, the method is same. First we have adjusted the exhaust valve of number 1 cylinder. Now we are going to test and check and adjust the number 1 cylinder intake valve. The process is same. When you feel the slight drag movement on the feeler gauge, tight the lock nut holding with the help of adjuster screw with the help of screwdriver, and our intake valve is adjusted. After locking the lock nut, recheck the adjustment and if necessary repeat the process. Now the third tappet is number 2 cylinder intake valve. We have adjusted 2 tappets and the third one is number 2 cylinder intake valve, and we will adjust it with the same process I have already told you. Loosen the lock nut and adjust the tappet. The last one on the first round, the fourth tappet, is the exhaust valve of number 3 cylinder. In each round we will adjust the 4 tappets. In the first round 4 tappets and then rotate the engine 360 degree and we will adjust the remaining 4 tappets. This is the exhaust valve of number 3rd cylinder. Number 1 cylinder is on the front of the engine where the radiator is located and the timing is located. Here you can see the valve clearance for number 3 cylinder is exhaust valve is adjusted, and now these are the 4 valves we have adjusted. I have marked on the alternator fan and the alternator body to rotate it 360 degree, the crankshaft rotation 360 degree, and after rotating 360 degree there you can see number 1 cylinder is at the valve overlap condition, the intake valve is opening and the exhaust valve has just closed. There you can see the marks on alternator and the fan are aligned. Reconfirm that number 1 cylinder is at the valve overlap condition and obviously number 4 cylinder will be at TDC compression stroke. We will adjust number 2 cylinder exhaust, number 3 cylinder intake and number 4 cylinder intake and exhaust valve. Starting from the exhaust valve of number 4 cylinder, then we will adjust the exhaust valve of number 2 cylinder. Always feel the drag on the feeler gauge. After locking the lock nut, recheck that your adjustment is okay. This is the intake valve of number 2 cylinder, number 3 cylinder. And after adjusting the intake valve of number 3 cylinder, we will move on to number 4 cylinder intake valve. and our 8 valves lash will be adjusted, or valve clearance will be adjusted. The point very important to be noted is that recheck clearance again after tightening lock nut, readjust clearance as necessary. That is the rule to be remembered whenever adjusting the valve lash on any engine with 3, 4 or 6 cylinder or any quantity of cylinders. With the help of this video you can adjust the valve clearance on any 4 cylinder engine with the firing order 1342. If you like the video, don't forget to share it with your friends, other technicians or mechanics or engineers working in the field. Subscribe the channel for more videos like that. Now that is the dragging movement I was talking about. Feel the dragging movement with your thumb and forefinger and practice it for better result of valve clearance. After completion of the valve lash or valve clearance, we have started the engine and it is running smoothly. Thanks again for watching the video. Share it with your friends.